to represent this family. As a matter of fact, I want you to bring home the United States Championship to this family.
The WWE Universe was left stunned during the latest episode of SmackDown, when Tama Tonga, one of the most feared and respected names in professional wrestling, defeated the legendary John Cena Wrestling, made a shocking return to WWE, and immediately confronted Jacob Fatu backstage. The unexpected encounter set off a chain reaction of tension, intimidation, and potential chaos, signaling that SmackDown may be on the brink of a massive shakeup in the coming weeks. The surprise return of Tama Tonga. For years, Tama Tonga has been a dominant force in professional wrestling. Known for his time with Bullet Club, his ruthless efficiency, and his ability to command respect inside and outside the ring, Tonga has often been portrayed as a disruptor, someone who arrives not to blend in, but to shake up the status quo. After several years away from WWE, fans had speculated whether Tonga would ever make a return to the company. Rumors swirled online, fueled by cryptic social media posts and his sporadic appearances in other wrestling promotions. Then, during SmackDown, the impossible became reality. Tonga appeared backstage in the WWE locker room, walking with confidence and intensity that immediately demanded attention. The audience watching live at the arena erupted, while viewers at home erupted on social media, with hashtags like #TamaTongaReturns and #Jacob Fatu Confrontation, trending worldwide within minutes. Jacob Fatu, the modern-day juggernaut. Jacob Fatu, often described as a monster of the modern wrestling era, has built a reputation as nearly unstoppable. With a combination of incredible size, power, and agility, Fatu has dominated opponents across multiple promotions. His presence on SmackDown has been commanding. He has often been positioned as a dominant force capable of taking on the likes of Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, or even superstars like Brock Lesnar in hypothetical matchups. Fatu's personality is as imposing as his physique. Known for his intense stare, unpredictable aggression, and loyalty to his own code, he doesn't take kindly to anyone challenging his space. Especially someone like Tama Tonga, whose reputation as a ruthless tactician precedes him. The backstage encounter. The tension backstage was palpable when cameras cut to Jacob Fatu walking down the SmackDown hallway. He was in the middle of a conversation with producers about his upcoming segment when he suddenly noticed movement in the shadows. Emerging with a confident, deliberate stride was Tama Tonga, arms crossed, eyes locked on Fatu. The confrontation was electric from the start. Tonga's presence alone altered the atmosphere. The air seemed heavier. The intensity of the locker room doubled. Fatu, unshaken but visibly intrigued, stopped in his tracks and squared off with the returning star. Tama Tonga. Jacob Fatu. You've made a name for yourself, but this is my world now. Jacob Fatu. You think you can just walk in and intimidate me? I don't know who you are, but I don't bow to anyone. What followed was a tense exchange of words, body language, and subtle gestures. A silent but threatening standoff between two dominant figures. The camera lingered on their intense eye contact, capturing the electricity of the moment and the palpable anticipation that something explosive could happen at any second. Historical context. Bloodlines, alliances, and rivalries. To understand why this confrontation matters so deeply, one must examine the histories of both men. Tama Tonga, as a leader in Bullet Club, has always thrived on disruption and chaos, frequently clashing with established stars and factions. His return signals a potential realignment of power structures in WWE. Jacob Fatu, meanwhile, has carved out a legacy of dominance, following in the footsteps of wrestling royalty with a persona built on fearlessness and aggression. While previously unchallenged in WWE, Fatu now faces a threat that not only challenges his physical dominance, but also his psychological control over the locker room. Their confrontation is more than a clash of personalities. It's a collision of legacies, philosophies, and styles. Tonga represents cunning, calculated aggression. Fatu represents raw, unstoppable power. Fans are immediately drawn to the potential narrative of brain versus brawn, experience versus youth, and intimidation versus unbreakable will. The physicality of the moment. Though the encounter was largely verbal and psychological, it did not lack tension. Fatu subtly flexed, a reminder of his overwhelming strength, while Tonga tilted his head, smirking, signaling that he was unafraid. At one point, Tonga stepped closer, inches away from Fatu, prompting the camera to zoom in on Fatu's reaction. A mixture of calm assessment and barely contained aggression. Producers and WWE officials were on standby, ready to intervene if the situation escalated physically. However, the careful balance between intimidation and restraint made the segment even more compelling. Sikoa's response signals a potential feud that could dominate WWE programming for months. His physical dominance, combined with a personal vendetta, ensures that when he confronts Tonga, the encounter will be both brutal and emotionally charged. The MFTS perspective. The main faction threat members were equally stunned. As a group, they have prided themselves on unity, loyalty, and strategic coordination. Tonga's betrayal has fractured that trust, forcing them to reassess alliances and reconsider their next steps. Backstage reports indicate that the MFTS are already strategizing, discussing how to neutralize Tonga's cunning and unpredictable fighting style. Fans can expect these discussions to lead to tag matches, multi-man brawls, and potentially hardcore stipulations in future SmackDown episodes or pay-per-views. Social media eruption fans immediately reacted on social media, sharing clips, commentary, and theories. Highlights included: Tama Tonga just broke Solo Sikoa and the MFTS apart. SmackDown will never be the same. I knew he'd come back for a reason, but this is savage. This betrayal is legendary. Can't wait for the fallout. WWE's official Twitter and Instagram accounts amplified the moment, sharing slow-motion clips and backstage reactions. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag Tama Tonga betrayal, hashtag Solo Sikoa attacked, and hashtag MFTS in chaos were trending worldwide, proving that this segment had immediate cultural impact among fans. Fan reactions and anticipation. The WWE universe is buzzing with excitement and speculation. Fan forums, YouTube channels, and social media platforms are filled with discussions about Tonga's motives, the potential for revenge, and the type of matches fans might see at upcoming events like Crown Jewel 2025 or Survivor Series. Many fans are already theorizing that Tonga's return could signal a larger invasion storyline, possibly connecting his actions to other WWE or international stars, making the feud multi-layered and incredibly compelling.